So, Anthony, what's your take on this? Is this, how bad is it for the beauty companies?
Well, just one correction. I actually have a hold rating on Ulta. I do have a buy rating on Amazon. Look, I think that this is much more of an issue for Sally Beauty than it is for Ulta. Sally Beauty definitely has a business that is B2B, where they are selling beauty supplies to barbers, to salon owners. Ulta, that's really not really their business. It's much more B2C. It's a woman coming in to buy her Estee Lauder makeup, her MAC makeup, and so I really see this as much more of an issue for Sally Beauty than I do for Ulta.
How much of an opportunity, Jitendra, is this for Amazon, and can they step up?
Yeah, I mean, this goes to show Amazon is prioritizing high-margin businesses. Now, if you look at this industry, $87 billion in the U.S. every year, and it's one of the highest margin e-commerce businesses out there. So the strategy over here, I think they need brands, they need the experience to be matched up with others. So that's why they're going with the B2B first, to sort of establish that and then steer it away into B2C. But this is a high-margin business that if they are able to penetrate in, it can really help the profit growth.
Right. So, Anthony, is this something that Amazon can pull off? I think, some makers of beauty products would say that, Amazon's checkout experience is fairly transactional. When you want to buy a beauty product, you're looking for more. Can Amazon deliver the experience of beauty products, which can get quite complicated, speaking from the perspective of a woman, or will it just be like another Amazon checkout?
So on the B2C side, I think that's a very valid question. Look, I think that Amazon's really good at replenishment goods. So if I know the type of foundation I always buy, if I know the type of lipstick I always buy, I can obviously order that from Amazon. But when you're talking about discovery of new products, new brands, which is what really speaks to the beauty enthusiast, I think that's a lot tougher for Amazon. There's also the question of whether these high-end prestige brands, who literally in some cases have spent decades building these high-end images, are willing to sell to Amazon. That's not necessarily going to honor manufacturers' suggested retail prices. Is not going to offer the kind of in-store experience that you get at an Ulta Beauty, that you get at Sephora, that you get at the department stores.
Right, and Jitendra, you also have got a number of startups pushing into the beauty industry as a sort of anti-Amazon alternative, like Glossier, which is very focused on branding and marketing and a millennial audience. And I wonder how much competition there is there from an up-and-coming set of companies.
It is a very fragmented market, actually, if you look at it. So everybody has their own edges, if you may, but if you look at what Ulta Beauty has done, they have very strong digital properties, they have very strong physical properties, and I think that's one of the places where Amazon would take time to really sort of match up to it. So I feel like first they are going to learn some lessons here, going through the B2B, do what they're good at, which is replenishments, and in a B2B environment, it's a little bit more predictable than a B2C, and then scale up the experience accordingly from there. But the fragmented market, like you mentioned, is the opportunity for consolidation happening, at least from a long-term perspective.
So, Anthony, what are you going to be watching for as this rolls out?
I think the main thing that I'll be watching for is whether they use the B2B strategy to try to move into B2C, and then if they're moving to B2C, do they get those high-end prestige brands? Because to me, that's the real risk to an Ulta Beauty, to a Sephora. It's less so about the mass market brands.